Welcome to Bold Voices, a production of the Community Foundation of Broward, where we explore Broward's biggest issues, get to know some of the people and organizations creating a bold impact in our community, and take a deeper dive into the world of local philanthropy with the experts at the Community Foundation of Broward. And now it's time to be bold.
Hello, and thank you for joining us on a new edition of Bold Voices, the podcast produced by the Community Foundation of Broward, where we lead with love. I'm your host, Ellen Jaffe. One of the core issues the Community Foundation addresses through philanthropy is creating thriving, healthy communities in Broward County and ensuring that all communities have a voice. And to that end, the foundation was really proud to support the Fatima Group when they began working on a special documentary about the third largest population in South Florida, our Haitian American community. The driving force behind this effort is with us today. She is an entrepreneur, an Emmy award-winning producer, author of 2 children's books, and an impact speaker. But wait, there's more. She has more than 20 years experience as an accountant and 25 years as a broadcaster. And remarkably, she's only 20 years old. The CFO of Fatima Group, Vice President of Island TV, Tamara Beliard Rodriguez. Welcome to Bold Voices.
Thank you so much, Ellen. As you were reading all of that, I was questioning. I was like, that really all happened? But yes, I'm grateful to be on Bold Voices with you today to represent all of the good work that we've been doing through our foundation, who actually received support of Community Foundation, which is the Caribbean Community Cares Foundation under the Fatima umbrella.
And you've done so much more even and been acknowledged for your work. We're going to recognize some of that a little bit later in the podcast, but to give the listeners a chance to know you even more, we mentioned this vast range of experience, currently the CFO of Fatima Group. Now, this is an umbrella company that owns more than 10 organizations. Island TV is just one of those, and you're the vice president. Now, through it all, obviously, your passion for Haiti shines through. Can you tell our listeners about your roots and how that history has informed your life choices?
Sure, thank you. So yes, I was born in Haiti, and I started my, American journey when I was 9 years old and moved to South Florida. Ellen, I didn't know one word of English. So I showed up in 4th grade, not knowing much about the American culture or the language. But as you know, children are adaptable and resilient. So I think by the 2nd semester, I was on the honor roll and I was able to acclimate and just be a part of the community of the school that I attended. And also actually collegiate years, I attended the University of Miami, worked for corporate America. I got my degrees in accounting. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, I have to tell you. My grandfather started Fatima Group. So that is the beginning of the family-owned holding company. And then when I wanted to start a family, 16 years ago, I started working with the family business Fatima Group.
And now this was all here in South Florida.
Fatima Group is based out of Miami. We do have businesses in the Caribbean, but it is based in Miami, yes.
Were you going back and forth between here and Haiti during that time?
Yes, my father and his siblings and I go back and forth to Haiti, to the northern part of Haiti. It's important for me to emphasize the northern part of Haiti, Cape Haitian. Cape Haitian is completely different from anything you think you know about Haiti, right? Typically in the news, you're watching tires burning, chaos, violence. And, I always tell folks that is not Haiti. That is a part of Haiti. Most of the time, it's the capital, Port-au-Prince. But Haiti is a country of 12 million people. And so the violence and the political issues there are mainly in Port-au-Prince. It does not mean that we don't feel the effects throughout the rest of the country, but it is centered in Port-au-Prince. So other parts of Haiti are negatively impacted by what the media chooses to showcase and chooses to air. And because of that, there is this bias as to what Haiti is, who Haitians are. I'm not going to tell you that it is a perfect place because it isn't. But I will tell you, it's a gorgeous place, gorgeous beaches, amazing food, outstanding music and culture. You have artists that have produced artwork for Jackie Onassis, for queens and kings in Europe. We've dealt with a lot of political instability. I'm not going to deny that. We've dealt with a lot, of course, the natural disasters. But for me, it's always important to remind people that there is a whole other side of Haiti that you just don't know. And so at Fatima, we are very proud to be that voice and to remind people and to also use our stories, our successes, our region's success, the northern part of Haiti's success, which is a story of entrepreneurs, a story of a community not waiting for the national government to help, but for us to take matters into our own hands and cleaning our city and cleaning our areas, developing our own tourist attractions, right? So we are Cape Haitian in the north of Haiti, and we choose not to wait for anybody to save us in a sense, but we just march forward.
Well, even what I've seen in South Florida of the Haitian population, as you're saying, entrepreneurial. You see so many people who are representing their cities on the city commission or as the local mayors and who are outspoken in organizations, whether it's philanthropic organizations or community organizations, very involved. No different than Americans who are hardworking, entrepreneurial, want an education, want to better themselves. And these are driving forces in people really everywhere. So I was so glad to watch your documentary, and that's something we really want to highlight here today, called Breaking Barriers, the Haitian Community in Broward County. And this was a project that you initiated with Island TV, which is one of the businesses of the Fatima Group. And you are the vice president, and the broadcasting has just exploded under your leadership. Tell us about your focus of Island TV.
Media allows for storytelling, allows for voices, allows for changing narrative and shaping narratives. Media allows for information, access to entertainment, of course. So we didn't create Island TV. Island TV has been around for almost 3 decades. But about 8 years ago, it came up, the owners decided that they wanted to expand, grow, and they weren't able to do it. So they put it out there that they were looking for investors. So my father, the chairman of Fatima Group, was ecstatic about that opportunity because that way we, as Fatima Group, would be able to have a media component to our holdings. And so at the time when we acquired Island TV, it was predominantly Haitian Creole content. And so we thought that that was great because it allowed the large Haitian population in the United States to have access to information in a language that they were familiar with. But we also recognize that you have second and third generation Haitian Americans that perhaps did not understand Haitian Creole and would also be interested in Haitian culture, Haitian news, and so forth, but would love to hear it in English, right? We also recognize the tremendous influx of Jamaican and Bahamian, Trinidadian Americans that are also here in the United States and in South Florida. And so we decided that we ought to also have English content. And so today, Island TV does have, I would say 50% of our content is in Haitian Creole, the other 50% in English. And we broadcast from here in South Florida, but we are also, as you said, in 15 markets in the Caribbean. And so we're really proud that today Island TV serves as a network that allows not only Haitians to stay informed on what's going on, not only in Haiti, but around the world, but it keeps everybody that is interested in culture, Caribbean culture, whether it is, what's going on in the Caribbean or music or Caribbean cooking shows.
For which you have an Emmy Award.
Yes, which we just received an Emmy. We're very, very proud of that. And so it's been very challenging. Media is a beast. of an industry, but we're very proud of what we've accomplished with it in the last 8 years and look forward to the future.
What I love is that you used this as an opportunity to create a documentary that is a way of really telling everyone what you're telling me directly right now about the Haitian community. It's called Breaking Barriers, the Haitian Community in Broward County. This was 2 years in the making. You mentioned the Caribbean Community Cares Foundation, the Community Foundation of Broward, big supporter. What were those conversations like? How did you pitch this to them and say, I would like your support?
So a lot of people don't realize there is close to 500,000 Americans of Haitian descent that live in South Florida. And when you look around, you do not see enough, in my opinion, enough Haitian Americans in position of power around South Florida. What does that mean? Sure, we have lots of elected officials, which I'm super proud of. I think at the last count, we had about 12 elected officials out of South Florida that are of Haitian descent. So to your point, whether it's Marlene Bastien that is in the Miami-Dade Commission, or Doti Joseph, Mary Woodson that are in the state, or we talk about Sheila McCormick that represents us in Congress. I mean, I can go on, but we're very proud of that. But what I mean is when you look around the table for decision making, whether it's in corporate, whether it's in different boards around town that are making decisions, I just thought that there was not enough voices around the table that reflected somebody perhaps of my profile, right? Somebody that may not have been born in the US, but I have contributed tremendously, I think, whether it's in volunteerism, whether it's in philanthropy, whether it's creating opportunities for jobs for folks. I just don't think that there is enough profiles similar to mine that have an opportunity to be around the table. And so I mentioned this in conversation with the Community Foundation of Broward. I said, it'd be great to show the other side. The other side, which is, hey, did you know? Did you know all the contributions of Haitian Americans in this country? Did you know that we're inventors? We've invented cars. Did you know that we've had the president of Harvard University, for example, at the time was of Haitian descent. President of Rice University currently is of Haitian descent. There are so many contributions that we've made. Again, did you know that if it wasn't for the Haitian Revolution against the French, the United States wouldn't have been in the position to purchase the Louisiana territory from France? There is so much that is just not shared because we tend to focus on the negative. We tend to focus on, oh, poor Haitian community, look at their country. And then there's always like, oh, yes, you are around, you're in hospitality. I love the chef. I love the cook. I love the waitress at the restaurant that is of Haitian descent. And I love the gardener that's of Haitian descent. Yeah, that's great. And there's lots to be proud of. But we also need to know about the other side, the other contributions, the other facts that are not often shared. Educators, the inventors, like I said, the leaders, the physicians. You have doctors that have done historic surgeries that have not been told, right? So it's really important for me to share those stories. So I reached out to the Community Foundation of Broward with this idea of sharing the positive stories, sharing did you knows kind of thing, right? And by the way, we are a very strong community as well. We work really closely together to try to advance the community. And I think that's not told also. There's lots of strong Haitian-led institutions here in South Florida, Haitian-led organizations, Haitian-led initiatives that, again, lots of folks don't know. And so I was very happy that the Community Foundation of Broward was not only excited, but all in. They were all in because that's who they are. I think they like to be leaders in telling stories. They like bold initiatives. They're okay with uncomfortable conversations,
yes.
And so I think our vision was very aligned when it came to telling these stories about success and contributions in Broward County from Haitian Americans.
What I loved in watching Breaking Barriers and how you put the documentary together is, yes, you included some news clips of the situation in Port-au-Prince where things are not stable. But you made it so clear in showing footage of these meetings that you had with leaders and speaking to Sheila McCormick in our Congress. And you made it very apparent that the Haitian community is active and is together. And it's a matter of just having the representation of all aspects of the Haitian community. So what is it that you want people to take more action on when they walk away from watching this documentary?
Yeah, Ellen, I think this documentary was for awareness, just awareness to understand that there tends to be this unconscious bias about the Haitian community in South Florida. Poor Haitian community, look at what happened in their country. They can't get a break. There's different things being said about the community that most often than not is negative. And so this is a documentary to show the other side, to show that there are tremendous contributions made by this community that everybody ought to know. As a community of immigrants that have come to the United States, there are contributions that have been made by this community of immigrants that are not often told, are not often shared or showcased or celebrated. And so we thought that this would be a documentary that would show the contributions, particularly the Haitian community, have made in Broward County. There are contributions throughout the United States that the Haitian community has made and throughout the world. But this documentary is specifically about Broward County.
Well, this past November, when you talk about the contributions and them being recognized, it doesn't get much higher than the White House recognizing the contributions of the Haitian American community to the United States. And you were part of that celebration of the Haitian American community. What was that like for you?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Thanks for bringing that up. I almost forgot about that. There was so much going on around that time. Yes, we were invited by the Biden administration. Leaders from the Haitian community were invited to the White House for a celebration of, the culture and the contributions. So it was really interesting. It was exciting to be in community. It was at the White House. We had members of the administration make remarks, and we had representation from entertainment. So we had some of our notable singers and songwriters, social media influencers. At the same time, we had elected officials. We had folks from the health industry, from obviously the business sector. So it was a really, really nice time to be in community, to celebrate, and moment in time where we could look and pause, reflect on the fact that we have left a tumultuous country behind. We continue to think about our home country and think about ways to improve that situation, while at the same time contributing and being a part of the American culture and the American dream.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful event.
Congratulations. Now, here we are just a few months later, and deportation is top of mind for everyone who's come from another country. How is the Haitian community here handling this focus on deporting immigrants?
So, I think everyone is affected. To me, there's this sense of fear everywhere you go. And it's not just from Haitians, it's from just everyone. How is the Haitian community dealing? I think that we are trying to ensure that we are putting out as much facts as possible out there, first of all, because there's a lot of incorrect information. So leaders are trying to ensure that we push out as much fact versus fiction as possible. We're having gatherings, convenings, where we have immigration lawyers and other professionals really educating the community to say, know your rights. And then the other part of it is we have to be more civically engaged as a community so that when policies are being made, we understand the implications And so that means that you have to be a part of the process. That means you have to educate yourself. That means you have to be a part of the voting process, elect officials that are aligned with your values. Do I think that this is a difficult moment that we are going through? Yes. But I don't think it's only for the Haitian community. I think as Americans, it's a difficult moment, a difficult time that we are all dealing with, because at the end of the day, whether we admit it or not, this country was made up of immigrants.
We're the great melting pot. We are the melting pot. Exactly.
You know, whether you rep Italy or France or Spain, you know, we've literally all come by ship, you know, at some point in time. And so for me, I always think about the human side of it. And it's not only the Haitian community that is facing deportation. You have all types of communities. So again, we are just trying to ensure that the community understands their rights, understands what the policies really mean. There's a lot of fear mongering happening as well. There is, if they catch you, you're going back. They're going to take you. There's separation of families. If you have TPS, you're going home tomorrow. I mean, there's just so much.
Yeah. And I wondered if you have any guidance for people who have concerns about whether or not they need to be worried about ICE coming in. And, you know, they said people should carry their papers with them all the time. Is there an information portal that you know of where people can get good, legitimate info and guidance on how to navigate what's happening?
Sure. So I think I'll mention two organizations that I am very familiar with, and I actually proudly serve as a board member, and that's the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce of Florida and the Haitian Neighborhood Center, two organizations that are pillars in the community that are very active and aware of the facts and continuously are providing resources to the community, whether it's immigration resources, small business resources, legal resources. Those two organizations, if you go on their website, you'll be able to either call or read about what is going on. We also have the Haitian Lawyers Association, and the website is www.hla.org. I would say that that's a great website to go on and learn about what is going on. So hla.org. I also think, though, it's important for people to understand that the Haitian community has not only been in this country for the last 20, 30 years. Haitians have been in the United States for decades. Haitian families, Haitian generations that have been here for 60, 70 years. Right. And so being Haitian in America is not a new phenomenon. Being attacked as a migrant community in the United States is not a new phenomenon, which is why we created the non-for-profit arm to Island TV, the Caribbean Community Cares Foundation. And for the Caribbean Community Cares Foundation, our mission is elevating, celebrating, and positively influencing the Caribbean story, because there is another side. This community is not solely a migrant community. This community is a community that is American, that has contributed significantly into the fabric of the American story. So my hope with this documentary is to create awareness about those positive influences and the positive contributions that the Haitian community has brought to Broward County.
And you've done a beautiful job of it. And I want to clarify, because I might have implied that the funding for the documentary from the Community Foundation of Broward was for Island TV, but it was actually for your foundation.
Correct. Okay. It was for the foundation. And then, you know, because we have Island TV, then there was a place to actually distribute the documentary. Right. But yes, it is airing on Island TV, the documentary. So it's on demand as well. So if folks want to watch a documentary, you know, all they have to do is go on islandtv.tv. So the website is www.islandtv.tv. And they'll go on the on-demand section. and search, and they could search the word Broward, they could search breaking barriers, they could search Haitian community, and they'll see the documentary. So excited about that.
I highly recommend it. It's only 10 minutes, but what a 10 minutes. I think people will be really excited to see the contributions that you've made, not only in South Florida, but throughout the entire country, with more than 1.5 million or so people who are Haitian American in our country. Now, if people are listening and they want to reach out or work through the Community Foundation of Broward to support the work that you're doing through Fatima or Island TV, or with any of these other organizations that are working to get the kind of representation and the voices heard from the Haitian American community, do you have recommendations on ways they can participate and help lift up the community?
Absolutely. So I would say that, part of storytelling is not just doing it one time. We've got to continue these documentaries. We've got to continue to feature and highlight all of the great things happening. We have a vibrant youth community as well. There's a lot going on around Broward County. So I would say to be a champion and to participate and to be an ally. Caribbean Community Cares Foundation would like to continue these documentaries. So if anybody's interested, please message us. You can go on our website, CaribbeanCommunityCaresFoundation.org. Caribbean with 2 B's, and just message us there and let us know that you want to help. I would say continue funding the Community Foundation of Broward, because they've been a champion on uplifting and telling positive stories on the Haitian and Caribbean community. So continuing to fund CF Broward is critical so that they in turn can fund some local initiatives such as this, and we can continue to tell great stories.
And of course, you can go to the Community Foundation of Broward website at cfbroward.org and see the information about how they fund, what they've been doing, and find links and information about breaking barriers, the Haitian community in Broward County. This beautiful documentary that took 2 years of your life. We'll give the websites islandtv.tv and CaribbeanCommunityCaresFoundation.org and cfbroward.org. And what about the rest of the work that you do? Send people to your LinkedIn page?
Sure. I definitely use LinkedIn and Instagram the most. So on Instagram, my handle is Tamara B. Rodriguez with a Z, and it's the same on LinkedIn. So folks can follow and see all of the stuff that I'm doing.
Tamara, it has been wonderful speaking to you. Thank you for what you're doing in our community, and thank you for being with us on Bold Voices. Tamara Beliard Rodriguez, a pleasure. And it is time once again to bring in Kirk Engelhardt, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Community Foundation of Broward. Kirk, you've done it again. You find the most amazing people for me to talk to, and I have to thank you. I know you have a big pool to draw from, your community builders and your board members and the CEOs and the beneficiaries, the nonprofits that you work with and support, and Tamara Beliard Rodriguez with Island TV and the Fatima Group. I mean, I could have talked to her for hours. I just loved hearing everything she had to say about our Haitian community in Broward County.
We are blessed to live in this community. It's one of the most diverse communities in the state, if not one of the most diverse in the nation. And I think we draw a lot of strength from that. A word that Tamara used over and over that just hit me was community. She wasn't just talking about the Haitian community. She was talking about it in the broader sense as well. And community is what we're all about. It's in our name, for crying out loud, here at the Community Foundation. And when we think of community, we think of how our organization can be a catalyst for good and enrich the lives of every person who calls Broward County home. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your abilities are, what your age is, what your background is. Everybody in the community has a role to play and has value. And unifying the community is one thing that we've tried to do through our support of the arts. And documentary films are critically important in helping people understand the lived experiences of others in our community. And it just makes us a better place to live for everybody when we understand each other a little bit better. So this particular documentary was very important. The Haitian community has played a critical role in our community for a very, very long time and often goes unnoticed. And this was a way to shine a light on the achievements and the value and the experience, the rich experience that this community has brought to Broward.
Yeah, it was interesting to me when she was talking about how she believes that the community needs more of a voice in decision making in the community. And I'm so accustomed to seeing Haitians in roles of leadership as mayors or representatives in their communities. It never crossed my mind that they felt there were less than they should have. And she said, yeah, we have 12 people. And I said, 12? I thought it was much more than that.
So at the Community Foundation, we often talk about building community and opportunity. It's more than just getting people unified. It's making sure that people have an opportunity to make an impact and to make a difference and to be heard and to be part of this. Not just that we all recognize each other, but that we all start to value each other and listen to each other. So it's building community and creating those opportunities, which means knocking down walls and building bridges and taking barriers out of the way so that everybody has a chance to really thrive in the community. If you make Broward home, you deserve that. And we want to make sure that everybody has that ability to take part in everything that this great community has to offer. And, we talk about leading with love. I think that we can't have a better mantra than that right now in our community, where as long as you lead with your heart and you realize there's love behind what you're doing, love for your community, love for your neighbors, there's just love for people. Usually you're going to make the right decisions. And when we, as the foundation, think about the decisions that we make, we try very, very hard to maintain that mantra and to lead with love. And a lot of the initiatives that we support in the arts are built on unifying people or bringing people together or healing people or helping people. We've supported documentaries before at the Art and Culture Center of Hollywood, Emmy-winning documentaries produced there with our support. We've worked with the YMCA, NSU Art Museum, the Broward Center, the Art Prevails Project. Really, it's a long, long list of organizations that we've helped them bring projects to life that have brought people together.
Everything you do, there's always a deeper meaning to it. It's contagious, that feeling and that desire to want to make an impact. You can't help but want to be part of it.
Yeah, the commitment that we have is that we want to build a stronger community that's more connected, where everyone has the ability to succeed.
Kirk Engelhardt, I love getting your take on Bold Voices, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Community Foundation of Broward. As always, I'm looking forward to our next edition. You can find the documentary Breaking Barriers, the Haitian Community in Broward County at islandtv.tv. And of course, you can always find information about everything happening at the Community Foundation of Broward at cfbroward.org. Thank you for listening to Bold Voices, and remember to always lead with love.
Thank you for listening to Bold Voices. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and hope you'll be inspired to join us in creating a better Broward for all. If you'd like more information, visit us online at cfbroward.org, and remember to always be bold.